It's the night of the living dead.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing the Scarab God. This is one of my revisited decks, where previously I had this as the commander, though this was the first commander of this deck. The Scarab God cares about how many zombies you have out and what creatures are in the graveyard. Yes, the Scarab God is a god, not a zombie, but still works really well because it can turn any creature in the graveyard into a zombie. And that means that we're really looking forward to killing our opponent's stuff and then bringing it back, or waiting for our own creatures to die. This is a Dimir zombie deck. It has some kill spells, discard spells, and very, very few counter spells, but for the most part, this is an aggressive deck that's looking to build up an army of zombies and attack our opponent's face. There are some new cards in here, though. We have some nice new pieces of removal, like Virtue of Persistence. Not that many new zombies, though some of them are newer to Arena because they were added as part of the Innistrad Revisited set, like Relentless Dead. For the most part, it's zombies. It's spooky, it's scary, and it's very good. I think the funniest card in this deck that you can only run in a Dimir Zombies deck is Necro Duality, because it doubles up on a lot of your non-token zombies. Very fun. You also have some, let's say, planeswalkers that go great with zombies. It's Liliana, and Liliana. Yes, Liliana is kind of the go-to for zombie planeswalkers because she raises armies of the living dead. So we're going to take the Scarab God into the queue, and we are going to rise from beneath the soil. Urza, Lord Protector. Which Urza is this? Is this the instance sorceries artifacts cost less than he can meld? Double checking. Yes, this is the meld Urza. Hi, Meld Urza, or Medill Urza. Sounds right. This Urza turns into this Urza. We don't want that to happen. So we're going to kill Urza if we see him. And also, this Urza probably has a whole lot of counter spells because blue and white, and they cost less with Urza. Welcome to playing against Azorius decks. They have a lot of counter spells and a lot of board wipes, and oftentimes Teferis. Why not? Hey, would you like to counter it? Nope, they're playing Fairy Mastermind, who says, if you draw a card, an extra card, I draw a card. Also, it's got Yuta on it. Hi, Yuta! Replicating Ring. Just something snowy that growies. This gets bigger over time, and once it hits 8, it pops open and you get 8 Replicating Rings. We're here for the aggro, so Death Baron. I do have some things that help me draw cards, but none of them right now. This draws me extra cards, but it's also 6 mana, and I'm at 3 right now. I'm very far away from Liliana, or her best friend Liliana, or even her best friend, the Scarab God. They are not friends. But what about this, my best friend Liliana? Yeah. What do you got? Pact of Negation, dang. And I was out here so happy I might be able to kill Fairy Mastermind, and I was able to pay for a Mana Tithe if they had one. Fine. I'm attacking you. Liliana definitely does love herself. Ooh, a Phyrexian Tower lets me sacrifice my creatures. Kind of like just popping down this Liliana and spitting out zombies, though it does give them the potential to be drawing cards. I'll just make zombies with this Liliana. She's great. Fills up my graveyard too for the Scarab God. Ooh, that also lets me play zombies from my graveyard. I'll attack him with the Relentless Dead. It has Menace. That's from itself. Death Touch from the Death Baron. Monastery Mentor spits out tokens as they cast non-creature spells, like Vanishing Light. Vanishing Light probably going to hit this Liliana. Just a guess. Yep, there it is. It's off the battlefield, leaving us with fewer things. Okay. Scarab God. And attacking in with some zombie friends. Gotta get my damage where I can. I'm gonna put an upkeep stop here in case the Scarab God is still alive on their turn. Here comes Urza. We go to my turn. At the start of my turn. Well, I kind of wish that there was two things. Having them lose one additional life, I'm trying to figure out how deep that gets me. I'm gonna put this on blue. Whoops, no, I have to put it on black. Yeah, put it on black. Bring that out. We amass, brings me extremely wide. But then I'm going to sacrifice the Death Baron and immediately reanimate it. That's just to get a bigger Death Baron. Okay. No. I don't want any of this. Put all this out of here. Actually, no, you could stay. That's 5 zombies, which is 5 damage. They're now at 5. Swing in with my friends. Sure. The only thing that's, like, rough here is now I don't have black mana in case Relentless Dead dies. They're committing the Scarab God. Okay, I'll put it in the command zone. They have 3 mana, but they can cast a 4 mana spell. Doesn't matter. They don't have it. GG. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Woman and frog alike. Hailing from Innistrad. Just like almost everything in this deck. Except for you. You're not from Innistrad, you're from Amonkhet. This is really just like a deck that's, you know, got a Scarab God hanging out, just bringing in some friends from other planes, while the real dudes over here, from Zombietopia itself, get things done. We have actually a really sweet combo of cards here, because we have Jadar, who makes zombies that die very easily, and Undead Augur, who draws a card when those zombies die. This buffs up my zombies, makes my opponent lose life when they die. Nice. I'm gonna play Diregraf Captain. Really add up a lot of damage. Also, Thalia and the Gitrog will let our opponent play extra lands, and will make my non-basic lands come in tapped. Also, my creatures come in tapped. All those things can be very, very frustrating when they happen. See if they end up with a kill spell here. Taking out Diregraf Captain. They lose 2 life, but it's definitely worth it. Speaking of things that are definitely worth it. Tap, tap, tap. I'm just making sure it's using up these and leaving me with my black mana here because we're going to name black. Play that Undead Augur I mentioned before. This gets me card draw. I want card draw. It also gets me more damage because almost every single creature in this deck, I think it's every creature except for 2, is black. And our zombies, all black. This makes just straight up black zombies. 4/4 black zombies. Go ahead, play something that already comes in tapped. Still attack in with this because I want to draw a card. And I'll put an upkeep stop. Just in case I want to bring back that Diregraf Captain at the start of turn. I do. I almost certainly do. They might kill or exile the Scarab God first, though. If they kill it, it will end up back in my hand. If they exile it, then, well, I have to put it back in the command zone. Okay, so it's dead. I'm going to remove that stop. We're going to not move it to the command zone because it has this delayed trigger here. Ooh. Hand, please. Having all this damage is meaningless if I can't do anything with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish I could kick Josu. We all wish we could kick Josu. But it's leaving up 1 blue, 1 black. Keep on drawing. Thank you. And the Ophiamancer is going to make a snake if they don't have a snake. So if they attack in with Dahlia and Gitrog, they could sacrifice the snake to get another one. Ooh, and gain some life off their Innkeeper, too. Gives them 4 mana. But they could draw land off the snake sacrifice. Snakecrifice? Snakecrifice. I'm going with Snakecrifice. I'm going to put that upkeep stop back. Oh, hey, Wandering Emperor. You gonna exile my Scarab God? Curses! Foiled again! Alright, I remove the stop. Going to play the Champion of the Perished. 1, 2, 3. Bring out this. Make a small army. And scry. Yeah. Headless Rider. Oh, that's fun. Sure. Swing this at the Wandering Emperor. It trades into the snake. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll swing it at the Wandering Emperor. Draw me the card. And my secret surprise technique for next turn is actually going to be reanimating the Diregraf Captain using Port of Carfell. I think I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I may also want to use one of my other techie lands here. Ifnir Deadlands. Kill a Ophiamancer. I'll do some vague, quick, approximate math. Oh, I just realized I shouldn't have swung in with Jazar Zombie because I don't get another one because of the other zombies off Champion of the Perished. Misplays. We make them. They're very cool. Whoa, I cannot read your text, girl. What was that? Flying?
Remember your training.
Okay, so they have 3 blockers. If they block my 3 biggest things. And this is dealing 5, 4, 5, 3. Calculating. And then 1 dies. These 2 die. Yeah, that should be lethal. Okay. And this is instant speed. Yes. Go get him, kids! I can feel the sunshine. It smells like death, decay, pain, agony! Zombies! This one, please, thank you. These two die. And the Diregraf Captain says, a zombie dying? Seriously? Then die. Nice! Good game. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. She ramps, she cascades, she casts things for free. I do have a Liliana the Last Hope here, and I go first, so I am going to keep this hand. The reason and the logic here is Liliana the Last Hope can kill a Llanowar elf. That's what she's good at. She has -2/-1, and that means if there's a teeny tiny elf, we can kill it dead. Now, if there's a Delighted Halfling, I can't. And if it's land-based ramp, I also can't. What did we put in the graveyard? 2 lands. You were supposed to put zombies in a graveyard, Mire Triton. Come on. We've been over this. Getting down Liliana the Last Hope, like, early, is also just a really, really strong move. Because she gets to ult, and then her ult overruns the game. Her ultimate ability is pretty much make zombies every turn. And the more zombies you have, the more zombies you get. Oh yeah, this is an amazing art. Seth McKinnon. Not a great dude, but a great artist. Umberwald Sage. Remember what I said? So good at killing these guys. It might not be a Llanowar elf, but it's the equivalent of a Llanowar elf. Got Lord of the Accursed, giving this a buff, so I can still block a Guardian Idol. The time to just throw down Emoti. Is it time to just throw down Emoti? What's wrong? Your Emoti died to a -2/-1 ability? GG. Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. Now this could be a Nicol Bolas crime deck. Or it could be just Grixis control. We won't know until we play against them. Nicol Bolas, his plus steals the spell from your deck. His other plus attacks your hand. The minus deals direct damage, and the -12 exiles permanents. So if you use anything other than the +2 and the -4, I'm judging you as a player. Because this card is super duper fun, and you never should need to do this unless your opponent has hexproof. I will say, if your opponent has hexproof and you can't target them with the +2 or the -4, the +1 is fine. Because there's no other choice. A Haunted Ridge. Throw down the Coldsteel Heart. Naming blue because I don't currently have a blue source out. Lets me play this or this. Arcane Signet. They're ramping. I'm ramping too, see? I got Craig. Iron Craig. And Champion of the Perished. I now also have Compelling Deterrence. I can bounce something that my opponent has on the battlefield and have them discard. As long as I have a zombie, they discard. Ugh. Rusco. I'm gonna bounce the clock. So this is just control. Pact of Negation. Wow, you really want to protect that midnight clock, huh? We could go for the Scarab God. I could go for kind of like more or less efficient mana plays. I'm gonna go for Liliana's Mastery here. To make an army. And attack your face. Die. They have to pay 5. They do. If I had a way to, like, bounce this and make them die to their own Pact of Negation, I totally would. It would be funny. I just don't have that right now. So now they're tapped out. They have up to 6 mana, which, again, it's like one of those... I can play Gary. They get big drains. We could play this. Or I could just kill Rusco. Killing Rusco I like. It's just not the aggressive play, and I like to be aggressive. B-E aggressive. Down to 6. I'll play Takanuma. Rusco does gain life. And they, in Bolus's clutches, their own Briscoe and lost the game. They could have in Bolus's clutches one of these. This would have been tapped, so it couldn't block. They could have grabbed that. It would have been able to block, and it would have bought them, I guess, one turn, because then I would have Virtue of Persistence that. Sure. GG. Rocco, Street Chef. Rocco cares about cards being cast from exile. If a card is cast or played from exile, Rocco gets to put a +1/+1 counter onto a creature and make a food. That's right, it's a feast. Rocco is also exiling cards for both players, giving a bit of card advantage not just to themselves, but also to the opponent, which has its upside of you can get more food, you can get more counters, and the downside of, well, you're giving them access to more cards. But if your Rocco and other creatures keep getting bigger and bigger and your food synergy really takes off, who even cares? We're going to start out with Jadar. Jadar, not a zombie, though makes zombies. I do really like Jadar in a deck like this. I'll just swing in with this 2/2. I could have played a Lord or something that triggers on the zombies dying, but I actually want to go really wide here. So I'm going to play Lazotep Reaver. Throw down the Forsaken Crossroads. I will name black since I already have another blue source in hand. I'll scry. Cemetery Desecrator. Not doing anything for me right now, though it is a really, really good piece of removal. And Graveyard Hate, just in case I need that. Rocco. Hi, Rocco. They still have 2 mana up. Ooh, Conclave Mentor. So this looks like it's leaning into the Scales effect here, that +1/+1 counter. We got Murderous Rider. Nice. Nice. I mean, I certainly do not mind a bit of Moida here. We could just take out Rocco, let them get that +1/+1 counter, and then they can play PNLR next turn, but they won't be able to play PNLR with Rocco out. So I will go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm going to kill Rocco. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on that Conclave Mentor. And when this dies, they do gain life. Swinging with this, it dies, it comes back. Thanks, Jadar. You're so efficient, Jadar. Just spitting out zombies left and right. You get PNLR. PNLR makes hasty Thopters when they cast or play things from exile. Steel Seekers here to trigger off food entering the battlefield, or other artifacts, like Esper Sentinel. Nice. I'm tempted to just Meat Hook here, swinging in all of this stuff. I need the Conclave Mentor to block for this. But since they've got a lot of really strong cards out, I just want to, you know, shrink down this board a bit. It looks like I'll be able to cast this for X equals 2. And I'll have the choice of, do I pay the 1? I'm going to choose to. I do not think they have Mana Tithe. They lose 1 because a creature under my control dies, but they gained 2 because at the end of all that, Conclave Mentor was a 2/2. Ah, a land! Thank you, sir. By the way, if I actually played this from exile too, it still triggers Rocco, which, you know, upsides and downsides. I will let your Rocco get bigger. Time for the Scarab God. I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep, because that will give me potentially access to a scry if I feel like reanimating something. Right now, looking at things to reanimate, PNLR gives me synergy with the stuff that they are exiling, or I could go for a big Jadar. Remember, these come out as 4/4s, or Lazotep Reaver just to build up a wider board. Ooh, look at these scales! So Kami is going to mean that they get more counters. This gives an additional counter. Botanical Brawler also gets additional counters. So many beautiful things happening here. Yeah, let's grab that Punalar. That's gonna give me some chump blockers. And a Scry! I'll take a land. I'm probably gonna play this land here. It's, free real estate. And I'm going to protect my zombie tokens by giving them Hexproof and Menace. Zombie Nalar. She's extra spooky. A Lightning Bolt, Temple Garden, Teething Wormlet, and Questing Druid. So they can play both of these, I believe, until end of turn. And this taps for 5 mana now. I feel like they might bolt my face, or just play the worm. Buff this up again, then tap it for mana. Gives so much food. They can even eat food. But, like, who would do that? Right now, I don't have any of the things that give my zombies death touch. Just tough. Yeah, because the Brawler is pretty big. It's getting pretty big. Because other things are getting +1/+1 counters, which means this gets +1/+1 counters. Trail of Crumbs allows them to sacrifice food, pay an extra 1, and get a permanent. Bolt, 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 bolt. It's real lightning! I'm gonna be forced to block the Botanical Brawler at this point. And a monkey! Come on in, Rocco. Block Rocco with the 1/1. Want to throw at least 5 toughness in front of the Botanical Brawler. I don't have enough to kill it. And if I counted right, I'm alive, though I wouldn't say I'm alive and well. See if I can find a kill spell. We've already wiped the board once off that Meat Hook Massacre. There's nothing I think I'd really want to bring back here. Conclave Mentor has the potential for life gain. Champion of the Parish is not what I'm looking for. We draw. Liliana's Reaver, so that's a death toucher, but it's a little late for me to be touching death and touch. I'll get out the Murderous Rider, because lifelink. But this thing is going to be so big, doesn't matter. I really don't think so. Play that, gets me another 1/1, which gives them another +2/+2, and then +2/+2. I don't have enough to attack them and take them down in the air, though that would be a really funny way to win. Pass the turn. Die in the backswing. GG Rocco! Love to see Rocco scales. My Rocco deck is much more food-centric than the one we're playing against, so it's always fun to see different ways to brew Rocco. As he's cooking up couple of creatures here. A professional Facebreaker. More counters! More! Sure, an Ozolith! That means I could move these 29/29 counters onto something else. Just in case I had a way to kill this. I don't. We take it! GG, I can't read your name. Rad Rabbits, Sauron, the Dark Lord. I played against this person yesterday, but I actually don't remember anything about their deck. I'm going to keep this because I have a 2-drop and I can play it. I mean, I also have some like good 3-drops and another 2-drop that I can't play, but I'm mostly here for the 1 white. Full sleeve. Hey, Sauron, you there? Yep, they're there. They just had to decide what card they wanted to keep because they mulled to 6. Just keep subpar hands instead. The real strategy. Behold. A 3/2 for 2 mana. So powerful. It's just a nice card, and if it dies in a trade in combat, exiles the thing it trades with, gets another zombie. It's just like a good, well-statted zombie card. Oh, I got Thoughtseize. I hit my blade-stitched scab. Okay, cool. Well, I've got a Death Baron, so we'll do that instead. So Sauron, the Dork Lord. Dork Lord? Yeah, you know what? He spits out dorks. He's a Dork Lord. He makes orc armies. Those are the orcs. He's the Dork Lord. He's giant. He's a 7/6, and he punishes you for casting spells. If you cast a spell with your opponent Sauron out on a board, they amass an orc, which means that they get either a +1/+1 counter on their existing orc army, or they just get an orc army, and it's a 1/1. If that army deals damage to the opponent, oh, things start getting real nasty because those orcs, those smorks, they let them be tempted by the ring. And if they're tempted by the ring, they can discard their hand and draw 4 more cards, encouraging you to play everything from your hand all the time. Yes, we have both Sauron and Sauron. I pronounce them approximately the same. I am sorry, people who would rather I stop. All right, we're just gonna get rid of this. We're gonna name Zombie on these. I just want to make sure I have a good clean attack with these 3. Okay, we don't because that's on fire. That's a big fiery impulse. They have 5 mana, not quite at 6. They've also gotten rid of a bunch of my devotion, so Nykthos is tapping for less. This comes in tapped, so I can't throw that you, or you, and... they bit my Lazotep Reaver! Dude, gross. That's probably infected. Hello, yes, I have a land. Is it time for Sauron, the Dark Lord? No! It's time for them to kill my Zombarmy! I'll just have to find more zombies, like these ones. Looking at the creatures in Graveyard. Corpse Appraiser, stealing it's not awesome. It's fine. It's like I could have played Scarab God there. Getting down a Scarab God against Sauron is actually really helpful because it allows me to use up my mana without casting any spells. Grixis does not usually have that many ways to deal with a Liliana's Mastery, which is good for us. I'll throw down the Scarab God. They get a 1/1. Virtue of Persistence is a targeting ability. So if they get this down, I will be able to interrupt it so long as I have mana. And the Scarab God, well, now I have one of those, but not the other. Since they killed it, we're not putting it back into the command zone, since it should come back here. Because they are tempted by the ring! I get to discard and draw. And this orc army is actually unblockable on this current board, so they can discard and draw again. Ooh, they got a Cruxa in the graveyard. Nice, that's going to be attacking my hand. Hand, please. Yes, I must amass. I need this to be bigger so I can block it. There we go. Up to 3. If I really wanted to just take this out, I would have used Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I don't care that much. I'd rather play the game. A cool troll. We're now up to 4 Black Devotion for Nykthos. Good. I have my upkeep stop ready to go. They draw, they drop. I'll block. They have 8 mana. That's a lot to do. A lot. You want to throw down the Virtue? Do you want to bring back Cruxa? Henny's Expertise, taking out these 2, and playing an Arcane Signet for free. This puts cards into my graveyard. And it leaves them with 5 mana. I'm the little itty-bitty Scarab God. Yeah, this isn't a Scarab God, it's a Scarab God now. I think they're escaping Cruxa. Give who I want to discard here. Actually feeling Gray Merchant and then like immediately bringing it back. Sounds good to me. I'll probably have to discard this anyway. Yeah, let's scry. Actually, scry in the life. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I know what I have mana-wise. Okay, I have a Fabled Passage. Perfect. Throw that down. Open it up. We're going to grab blue off it. A nice snow-covered island. We could play Havengul Lich. If we do this, my hand is empty. But I can use its ability to bring back this 1-drop. Casting 2 spells. But setting myself up really well for blocking. Scarab God. The Scarab God in Hour of Devastation Limited was one of those cards that going up against it just felt so miserable. If I double block here, they can bring this back. And that's totally fine with me because I don't mind. If they ever leave it there long enough for me to hit it with Scarab God, then that could get nasty. Ooh, oh no! They exiled my Scarab God! That is actually a bit of a problem. Because it interrupts my game plan for next turn. Scarab God, they amass. Play in the swamp because if I discard it, I lose 3 life anyway. This time, I'm taking the hits. And I'm putting my stop. And I'm totally gonna get to do the thing. Breakable Becky! They give it the 14-month resub. The Virtue of Persistence is online, so I'm gonna want to make sure I'm leaving up mana. Just like whenever this is ready to go. Okay, Otawara. I can bounce something. I could also just like vibe with this. I'm trying to see if that gives me an extra activation. It does not. So we're going to throw it to the bottom and see what we draw. Okay, it's still an island. We play it. We wait to see what they target. All right, so they're targeting that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab it ourselves. That is our Lazotep Reaver. It's a 5/5 because it's getting +1/+1 from Liliana's Mastery. And my next target, ooh, it's gonna be Gary. Sleight of hand. Oh wait, but what if you end up getting something in your graveyard that I want? Unlikely. Something I'd want more than Gary? Our good friend Gary? Hi, I'm the Scarab God. And bringing back our good friend. Double block. Infernal Grasp on the Scarab God. Okay. Decline, so it stays in the graveyard, so we can bring it back. They firmly grasped it. Yes, they did. And they still do have enough mana to bring that back. They have red, red, black, black. Proxy returns, I lose 3 life. Takanuma, getting cycled. And please. Okay, an overcharged amalgam's not bad. Thinking if I just attack in here, they block, block, block. 3 damage goes through. Not enough. I'll use this for black. You amass. And we hold the line to see what they target. A white? It's actually okay because it comes in tapped. Yeah, you can actually have that. It can't block me. An Inquisition of Kozilek. This costs 4, but I'll let you look at it. And Ledger Shredder. Whoa, 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 whoa. No Ledger Shredders. I'm gonna bring this out. Sacrifice you. Mill myself. Countering the Ledger Shredder. Gives me a nice big zombie to attack in the air. GG Sauron. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Oh, a self-mill deck? Or maybe milling me. With this guy, you can kind of do both. Hi, Jace. Hi, Jace. I pre-ordered a bunch of this guy when his set came out because I was just so excited about some self-mill. And it was a good idea, it turns out, because then it started seeing play in that crazy Pioneer deck. Then they banned that Pioneer deck. But, you know, life is still good. I'm gonna play this Diregraf Colossus. I know that it is an itty-bitty baby because I have nothing in my graveyard. But whenever I cast a zombie, I get a zombie. So, get this out early. Love a nice early Diregraf Colossus. They mill themselves, putting spells in the graveyard. I'm gonna play the Cryptbreaker. Do I care? Yeah, I'll attack Jace. Play the Forsaken Crossroads. Name black. Ammit Eternal is a nice aggressive card. And I'm actually going to just try and mess up their game plan by throwing the Arcane Signet in their hand and having them discard. Ooh, a Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon, not a creature, but kind of like a creature. Throw down the Eternal first. See if it gets countered. That's why I'm not doing the Scarab God here. Essence Scatter. Okay. I'm just gonna discard Takenuma to make a zombie. Now I have the choice of, do I want to get in more damage or would I rather draw a card? I'd rather get more damage. Go get him! And before somebody says, Amy, why don't you wait on the discard? F6 value, my hands are free now! I could do stuff like drink some water without having to hold priority. It's important to me. Cage Sun makes their blue lands tap for more. But they are also now tapped out. I'm going to play the Scarab God. There are some mass bounces. If they have one, they have one. And if they don't, well, they're at 3. And the Scarab God is going to make them lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at my upkeep. Hello there, lazy gentlemen. Do you have any mass removal? It is in fact Cyclonic Rift! Everybody back in hand! Aether Spellbomb. They have 2 mana. Diregraf Colossus. Cryptbreaker. Trying to get these triggers. And the white. There's one other mass bounce in blue. Actually, there's 3 others, but there's one other that I would expect to see in a deck. That's River's Rebuke. It's sorcery speed. We'll see if we see it. They have so much mana. All the mana in the world. I also got a couple zombies. Yay, look at them. They're so gross. Ew. Got his guts spilling out. This is much more like put together zombie. Well dressed, still got their clothes on. Hey! Hey! Stole my zombie! Who even does that? Take somebody's zombies and just put them away. On that turn, I had the choice of Midnight Clock, Invasion of Innistrad, taking out the Diregraf Colossus and swinging in for 2. I think it's better to line up the Scarab God and try to get indirect damage. I see you looking at my graveyard saying, oh, what could she be reanimating? This guy and this guy. Crocodile Demons and White Boys. At the moment, I can only drain them for 2 because I'd only have 2 zombies. But they're going to put this back into my hand. Alright, Scarab God returns to my hand. Main phase. A midnight clock. Bing bong. This now gives me 2 activations in upkeep if it resolves, which it probably won't. Essence capture? Get that +1/+1? Alright, it's gonna go back to the command zone. Yeah, if this gets countered, it doesn't come back to hand. Yeah, they're big, flashy stuff. Goes great with that Caged Sun since they have so much mana. They could also turn Mycosynth Garden into a second Caged Sun. If they ever just, I don't know, have enough mana. I take 10. They can generate black mana off Mycosynth Garden if they wanted to activate Cryptbreaker. Hey, look, they did the thing I said they could do. That now taps for even more. Scarab God or removal? Scarab God. Can they remove the Scarab God? Or is it too late? Let's find out. I'm not blocking. There are 2 things I could bring back. They are already zombies, but they become more zombies. Scarab God goes back into hand, and that undoes my ability to drain them. Hi, Jace. You should mill me. They milled you. It was spells. Drew a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. This would have been so good to have like 5 turns ago, because it would have just ended the game. Don't mind me. Once again, the Scarab God is returning to my hand. Next turn, at least I could use its ability right away. Simply attack with everything. Try and kill the Diregraf Colossus. Let's see if this gets countered. I'll lose 2 instead of 4. Stop looking at your graveyard. You got a Snapcaster? Haha! I live. Key to the archive. They still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana? How much are these tapping for? Yeah, these tap for 6. Can they play 2 creatures? Can they gain life? Or do they have a bounce spell? Because right now, that Hive of the Eye Tyrant is gonna get there. Demonic Tutor could probably fix this, though, for them. What are you tooting for? A mystery card. My guess is it is something that bounces a creature. Hello, it's me, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Doo 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 doo. Don't mind me. Oh, they could search for anything, but whatever they found wasn't a bounce spell. They forgot about Hive of the Eye Tyrant. We win! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to watch me record these live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian. I stream almost every single day, and I get to play a ton of really fun games of Magic, including a lot of stuff that does not get up to YouTube. In fact, YouTube is like less than 1/5 of the Magic that I play, because all my draft games, for the most part, I don't put them on YouTube, because people don't watch them, except for my last Arena Open Run, which people did watch. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but, like, keep on watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this video. If there's a commander you'd like to see, or like to see me revisit because it is the spooky season, like the Scarab God zombies, or maybe you want to see some vampires or other werewolves, other cool spooky things, let me know. Just, like, put it in the comments. Also, if you'd like this deck, let me know in the comments. It's good for the algorithm, and it's good for me. I love opening up, like, the YouTube app and seeing somebody be like, I like this deck. I played it 5 times in a row and I won every game. And I'm like, yay! I built something good! Thank you so much for watching and have a brawlful day.